Hey, it's Jim Peterson of the Minnesota Timberwolves coming at you from LA Live. And you're watching Wolves After Dark. Welcome.
I believe that the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win the World Championship.
Edwards. They are advancing to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in 20 years.
Oh, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah, baby.
Welcome to Wolves After Dark. It's me, Cameron. Ashman will be here shortly, I believe. But I wanted to make sure we go live because we're already going late. We're going live so late anyways. If you're new here, like the stream. Subscribe to the stream if you're new, if you're also new here. And let me know who is your player of the series in the comments. Who is your player of the series for this? Timberwolves advance to the Western Conference Finals for the second year in a row. Words I thought I would not say for a long time. Man, oh man. Now, of course, Curry was not in this series other than what, 12 minutes or 6 minutes or something very short. No, 13 minutes. That's right. He scored 13 and 13. So there's a little bit of it's not as satisfying maybe as we'd like. And I'm sure that Warriors fans are very busy using that as their talking point right now, which is fair. I mean, he is one of the best shooters of all time, but maybe the best shooter of all time. But still, the Timberwolves prevailed. And if you don't count these last couple games where we kind of let things loose a little bit late in the game, pretty good series from us overall. Pretty good. We do have some tough competition coming up next. Both the Lakers and the Warriors, weirdly, were not the hardest people to go up against in the playoffs, I think. At least the way it looks right now. East looks kind of crazy, but catching up on some super chats. Ryan Robinson, the first super chat of the night. Man, what a time to be alive. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy to think that we are going to be we're going to be the top four team, a top four team 2 years in a row at minimum. And this year it really feels, I mean, I felt like we had a chance last year, but I think we were just so like in the unknown and it was just like exciting. So we were kind of like riding high on like momentum at times. And of course, at this time we were just coming off of that game 7 in Denver. But still, pretty impressive to have this happen 2 years in a row. And I mean, I would even argue that coming into this season, I was not like so ridiculously high on this roster being the one to take us to the finals, but we're 4 wins away from being in the NBA finals, which is just nuts. But yes, what a time to be alive. Copy paste from the Discord from David Peterson. You all know I bring it up, but welcome to the new continued greatest stretch in Wolves history. For sure. Doesn't matter how we got here. Playoff teams are there for a reason. It's not because of one player. It's not because of one coach. It's because of a collective team. And our team has played really well, especially since we got Julius back from injury this year. So it's worth celebrating. But Lakers still in 5. Lakers in 5. Sawyer absolute cinema. They are drunk celebrating the Wolves. Yeah, that was us, except it was modeling. Live soon, got that NBA starting time for real. That's the one good thing, though, I think about the Western Conference or about the Western Conference Finals and the Finals is that there's only one game each night. So, or at least that's how it was last year. So there's only going to be it's going to be one night Western Conference Finals, the next night Eastern, back and forth, back and forth. So it's at I think it's at 8:30 Eastern, so 7:30 Central. It's a little bit more acceptable. Or is that acceptable? I think that's more acceptable. I mean, that's more acceptable than 9 o'clock. So we'll take it. Draymond is going on TNT. Oh my gosh, that's right, Nathan. Oh, I hate that so much. I hate that so much. Thursday morning live chip up. It almost is Thursday for you guys, not for me. For me, it's only 10 o'clock. You guys got to move out west. Whoop. Like the stream. Let's get some likes on this. And this is good. We're going to get closer to our next YouTube check, which will allow us to do more giveaways. Speaking of giveaways, look at Crone. with the 5 gifted members. I know this was a couple minutes ago. Thank you, Crone, for the 5 gifted and your continued support. I mean, you've already sponsored so many giveaways, so many gifted. It was great to meet you a couple days ago, or was that last week? We're going to have to do it again for the next series if we can find a day that we're all free, which who knows. W Crown, W Crown, W Crown, as always. Back-to-back Western Conference Finals. Once again, we'll be the underdogs, which is fantastic because I don't think last year going into the Mavs, people were starting to, like the national media and everybody, like more of like your casual fan was paying attention to Game 7 and was like, whoa, the Wolves are like really hot right now. So I think they kind of overestimated us maybe going up against the Mavs. This year, if it's OKC, which OKC is up right now. So tomorrow night, we're going to have to pay attention. Is that tomorrow night? That's tomorrow night. I hope Denver wins because I want them to go to 7. Because if they go to 7, then hey, perfect. There's Ashwin. Welcome in, Ashwin.
Hey.
How you doing? How you feeling? How was the last 5 minutes?
GG Wolves fans.
Yeah. Back to
How
back
the last 6 minutes is what we said?
Yes, yeah.
Sorry,
I saw the 9 minutes to the 6 minute mark, and it was not fun. But the last 6 minutes seemed okay. But back to back Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy.
Feels great.
We're gonna
It
be a
feels
top
a little
14
surreal.
2 years in a row.
Feels surreal. Feels like it shouldn't have happened, and maybe luck and also maturity and like a lot of things went our way, but then also we took these moments and we excelled. You know, I think it was awesome to watch a team win, taking care of business win. And it wasn't no one player like stood out. It was like a lot of players had their moments in the game that like really stood out. And I'm pretty floored. Like not the way that we won or whatever, but the fact that we're just back in. And now we get to wait a little bit. We get to rest up, recover, and hopefully refine some things that went wrong in the series. And
so that's what I was just about to say is if I believe what it is if Denver wins tomorrow and pushes to 7, then we won't play until Tuesday next week, the 20th. That'll be game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. If OKC closes it out tomorrow, then I think we play on Sunday the 18th, I believe.
Okay.
So either way, we've got 3 full days off, which will be good. You know, last year going into the Western Conference Finals, we had to come straight out of a crazy Game 7, and then tired legs, everything. We've only played 10 games in the playoffs right now. So, and last year we had played. Well, I guess we had played only 11, but 7 of them were just so back to back and intense. And coming from Denver, which is a mile high, 5280 or whatever. But yeah, no, this is a lot better situation for us. And both teams, I mean, like I'm not overly scared, even if it is OKC, which I think is probably the tougher task for us. I'm not super concerned about either, but as Chat was saying earlier, I think we might be the underdog going into these. At least we're going to be the underdog going up against OKC, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'd be definitely underdogs against Denver, the way that they're both playing, but also like what happened last year. Mm-hmm. So I don't know or care too much about where we feel like we're seated, because I think we're going to play up to our level of competition in that series. I mean, the care factor. We were talking about care factor before the series and how like not deflating, but how kind of gutted we felt to like lose that experience of playing against Curry. You know, I'm sitting there with my wonderful friend who's also a Warriors fan, kind of laughing, but also kind of crying that this might be the last year, and it goes out like this, with the Jimmy Butler experience, So
yeah, that is.
They lost to Mike Conley and
they
Julius
really
Randle, So
shut up.
This had a lot of drama to this game, not like in terms of like actual like scruffs or whatever, but like Ant was kind of slow starting, but really kind of moving the ball a lot, and Conley hitting threes early, Gobert kind of setting the tone defensively as well as like getting those lobs and everything, and then just a steady Julius diet. Jaden with some jams and putbacks, and like Dante coming to play finally with like an insane dunk. It was really cool to see like a lot of pieces to that were maybe like not like counted out, but like kind of carry us. Pretty cool to see another way to win a game is with the others. Much like in Game 5 versus the Lakers, it was Gobert. Tonight it was like Conley and DiVincenzo in moments, and of course, Randall and Ant. But
well, that's the thing about championship teams is that they can find different ways to win, and we have done that this playoff so far. Sometimes it's been Randall. Tonight it was weirdly like Mike and Rudy. Game 5 against Lakers, it was Rudy. Even Dante had some moments tonight. Like we just had different ways because you can't just rely on one player. One player can certainly, especially these top players, can certainly dictate how a game goes and take over at times. But the Lakers series was a great example. I mean, they had LeBron and Luka. That's proof and alone that two players can't beat you, regardless of how good they are. It's the cohesiveness of the team, just everything from coaches to everything together. That's what wins, and that's the thing that surprised me going into this playoffs because I told you at the beginning of the season, and I told you kind of before the playoffs started,
temper expectations.
Yeah, I was like temper expectations because this is kind of like our reset year almost. Not in the way where we're like rebuilding or something where it's like, okay, we're going to take an entire year off and then come back next year and try. Like I still thought we would make it to the playoffs. I think my original prediction was that we would make it to the second round and lose in the second round. This was like back in October or something like that I said that.
Yeah.
But the thing that's surprising me is our ability to find those different ways to win and like kind of rally around different players. And, I said all these other players, but even Jaden had a great game in like against the Lakers. So it's like just all these different ways. And of course, I mean, I asked chat and the comments earlier who was the player of the series, and maybe this is a spoiler, but I mean, you and I have both been super surprised by Julius Randle and how well he's just, completely dominated really both of these series. He's changed everything.
It might be the story of the playoffs. There's a lot of injuries, and people are going to like the people that are like, fans of the Lakers and the Warriors are going to talk about injuries. The fans of the Clippers in Celtics are going to talk about injuries and what happened in this playoffs and stuff. But actually what happened is like another series of amazing storylines, like the resurgence of Pascal Siakam and the Indiana Pacers is blowing up a team like the Cavs. Like OKC sweeping Memphis, but then finding themselves in a in a series against Denver that looked like they were a shell of themselves. Denver overcoming a lot of odds against the Clippers, but then the Timberwolves with a Julius Randle, not just a reclamation project, but a like stand on business. He's here, locked in and ready to play. And I don't think any percentage of NBA fan, casual or hardcore, could have predicted this, man. Not even us,
Yeah, for sure.
But we have been on a tear since he's come back from injury. And it's just so unrecognized. Randall was unrecognized until the playoffs, and I'm so happy for him. First of all,
I know I am so happy for him. Yeah,
and it's just, and he's not doing anything like miraculously different. He's just playing his role, but he's playing it so emphatically and like kind of like with like intention. And a lot of times when you're the first option, you're kind of like surveying, you're trying to like find your spots. But here he's asked to be like a facilitator, like first, but then he finds himself aggressively getting to the rim that opens up the facilitating, And likewise with Ant, where they were bodying him and they were doubling him and they were closing the paint, he finds himself facilitating first and then finding offense in the flow. Pretty interesting storylines.
Yes.
And I mean, like KJ, like we are so thankful, but we are lucky. We are so lucky that Julius Randle has made these adjustments because he's been an alpha everywhere he went, probably even partially including his rookie year with the Clippers and with the Lakers and Kobe. He adjusted to our team. We took time to adjust to him, but he adjusted this role, and it's been like incredible to watch. And you can see LeBron. You can see, like Harden in him. Like you can see all these players that like even like bully ball, like Charles Barkley in him. Just it's really, really cool and entertaining. And some of all the blemishes in his game are just like completely ignored because the way he's dominating, the way he's out in transition, the way he's doing all these things. I'm talking generally, but like he dominated this Draymond Green matchup. He dominated the matchups when he was against Jimmy Butler. Like,
oh yeah,
he rose to the occasion, and it's incredible. And here we are, conference finals. Like that's what happens when you get playoff risers. When you are maybe contract year and stuff, but when you play up to your potential, it's incredible what can happen. And everyone like rides on him, like rides with him. Sorry, geez, I'll shut up
now. Yeah, it's just such a special day. I have a couple things from Twitter to share, some receipts, some memes, some reactions, some videos. How about that? CJ with the $1.99 super chat. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, my friend. It is really cool how it is not just on Ant, and how we have matured with our vets carrying us at times. Like we've basically stripped all negative energy, all limitations, and are exploring like a new future with this Timberwolves team while also winning and kind of dominating in a lot of ways.
Yes. A couple years ago, maybe this was just, I don't know, maybe this wasn't years ago. Maybe it was just last year. I don't remember. Draymond Green, this isn't the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is the Golden State Warriors. This is champion level basketball. This is how we do it.
It's like a Mark Struess. That's a Mark Struess. What's his name? Max Struess kind of text.
Yeah, that Max Struess texting everybody to not show up if they're not ready. He shoots over 9 or whatever. Another one. Oops, didn't work here. 1 second. There we go. Steve Kerr. It's kind of blurry. You've got to see Steph, KD, and Clay work out. You didn't work out hard enough. If we had the number 1 pick, we wouldn't take you. Yada yada yada.
It took James Wiseman.
Yes, and of course, Jimmy Butler. You effing need me. You can't win without me.
Oh
well,
God.
Now you're 1, 2, 3 Cancun. Also, Adidas Hoops posting this.
Wolves in
5.
Oh, why has it taken us this long to realize that? Wow, that's cool. Nick Anderson. Have you been noticing the tongue sticking out, the dancing, the Julius Randle playing with joy? It's pretty cool. It feels very genuine. It feels like, Butterfly mentioned this. He feels like he's not just like assimilated, but he's like, bought into every aspect of this team, which is also like being a brother, being a student, but also being like a mentor and like being an example on the court. It's so awesome to watch, man.
It is awesome. Yeah. Let's see. There we go.
Yeah. I wish it was just the dance and then Curry.
I love it. It was such a good moment. So funny. And then the most unhinged thing that I saw on Twitter today.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So Mike
yes.
Conley. Show the Jake Scraps meme. Okay, let me pull it up. Let's see here.
Dude, this is hilarious. Jake Erickson. Draymond begged for DPOI. Was on a podcast saying how much he was. I think he was like top 6 or something. Didn't get it, and then got cooked by Julius Randle in the playoffs. That is, you got to be like chef's kiss. Perfect.
For real. This is crazy. This is from Jake
Western Conference Finals.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Is that Sabrina Carpenter?
That is. All right. Cool. Well,
that is something.
That is something.
Let's acknowledge that Minnesota team did what it should and closed out an average team, missing its superstar, with really good coaching at home.
At home, I know. I was kind of expecting to lose this game, to be honest with you. I was kind of trying to like prepare myself mentally because I was like, I don't know, but we've had this multiple times. We did this against the Lakers. We did this against obviously now the Warriors. Now we've been able to do this and put away. I mean, I'm not going to say they're a bad team, but like clearly we were messing with them. Our defense was bothering them to a degree. I wouldn't say it was like crazy good defense, but it was enough to bother them at times. other than their third stringers, who apparently are just like lighting the world on fire with all their shots that they can make. Well, I mean, that's the biggest criticism that I've heard of Kerr over the years is that they just hate his lineups and that he doesn't play certain players. And like tonight, he just randomly brings in
Moody to
whoever
play
the
the entire fourth quarter.
yeah, like it's like I don't know. It's just very odd to me. Um, but hey, well, we won this. And in the past, we have let these games get away. I mean, we even did just a couple weeks ago in OKC, or not OKC, in Milwaukee. So this is good. I have my parade spot. This is done. The chalk.
This was
seeing all these
like an
games.
incredible game, and we were probably all watching like, man, just get it past 20. Just like let's get a comfortable lead here or there, and then maybe it didn't happen for more than a couple of seconds or minutes, but like
Yeah.
the fact that like literally everyone was touching the ball on like most possessions, the times when we weren't is the turnover like racking up for like Ant and a couple other players, like a couple of miscues here and there for like Nas and DiVincenzo and
Mhm.
Ant, but like the ball was zipping around, ball was moving, and Jaden dunks, incredible to see. Ant giving an oop, like
Yeah.
you love it,
That's
and
the moment that happened, I was like, we won.
yeah.
There's no way they can come back. If Ant's gonna start lobbing, it's over.
I mean, 13 for 31 from three, good percentage, 40%, 72 points in the paint. Let's kind of just like praise be, we catered to our strengths. We drove to the rim. We got a bunch of dunks. It's incredible to watch. Like sometimes, maybe it doesn't look pretty or the best, but like,
Yeah.
and we're like, we're not at even peak form right now. Like that's what's kind of also exciting to kind of spin that positively. Is that maybe we had some miscues, but like we get to clean that up. We get to evolve even further. We get
Yes.
to become a different team. Still,
Just us having time in between these series is just I keep saying it, but it's like I think Finch with time to prepare and get the guys all on the same page is such a humongous weapon for us in the playoffs. And I think if we would have had more time to prepare against Luca last year, I mean the Kyrie element of last year was tricky because he was just so fast and like we didn't have somebody that could really guard him with Luca also being out there at the same time. But I don't know. We still could have maybe figured something out. But it's just fun. But
I think when Conley hit back-to-back threes,
that was also
I think that was the moment where I was like, all right, this series
over.
isn't a bag for me. They're going to have a couple runs in them, but I think it's just going to be like we just have an X factor tonight. We found who it was pretty early in the game, like it was freaking awesome to see. Like sometimes we have to we struggle to find that other player.
Yep. God,
Wow.
people are right. Twitter memes are going crazy.
This is amazing.
I love this.
Dude, I'm also happy. I'm so happy and grateful that you're like finding these this quickly.
Yeah. Well, tonight there's so many. I mean, I'm scrolling one thing at a time, and it's like something new.
Yeah.
Man, crazy.
I got downvoted on Reddit. I rarely post on Reddit, but I got downvoted for talking a little smack about Catan.
About Catan?
Oh, why am I talking about that? Oh yeah, like Tyrese Halliburton after his series win talks about how this is such a oh my god, why am I talking about this? After series wins talks about Catan because he never played chess and it was a game of chess, but he doesn't know chess.
Oh.
And I got downvoted to an oblivion because I hate Catan. Why am I talking about that though?
To male loneliness, Mike.
I got to the place where I was watching the game a little early, watching the Celtics, the spirited Celtics, take down the Knicks by 20 plus, and it got me a little worried. I was just like, if that's what tonight's going to bring, is Curry going to come back? And like, is this what changes the series? Just like
exactly.
The vibes felt a little, but then it was just very, very comforting to see like Gobert saying, nope, 4 dunks,
Yeah. Here we got a video clip. Look at how interactive our stream is tonight. This is crazy.
That's what I've always wanted our stream to be.
Me too. We just need this much content all the time, and me to be willing to do this.
Oh, and say he want to go. I appreciate y'all.
Crashing party. I don't need no seat, man. Fuck it. I'm standing up, man.
Y'all be good. See y'all in the comments.
Come on, Mike. Let real better go Burke sit down, man. Y'all boys get up out of here, man.
I'm out. And say he.
That's amazing. Do we want to watch? I don't know if they're up. Do we want to watch some post-game interviews, or do we want to jump into the tier list?
I definitely do. I'm just thinking about this, and you tell me. Like, we had like a Dwayne Wade early in his career, like get a championship, and that was when like he had like all the players around him, including like a Shaq, right? That's like second year, and they traded like Beasley to us, for, what I mean, like to get a Shaq. It's rare, if not like, Dallas winning the lottery rare that like a young player like actually lives up to the reputation and expectation or exceeds it, and then carries them, their team, to postseason success. And not only that, but like to a conference final, let alone a championship.
Dude,
and like here we are. It's year 5. It's not year 2 or whatever. But like it's only year 5. That's I have to pinch myself. Because this is kind of like the beginning, Cameron. And we're gonna get kind of infectiously, disgustingly positive about our team.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I'm trying to temper myself a little bit, just like the players should too. Because last year I think we got way too hyped and too confident of ourselves going into the Western Conference Finals. Given we were also tired, not us, but the players. Well, us to a degree. I mean, we have not streamed that late into the season, but it's not the same thing.
Shout out to you, Sam.
But
shout out to you, Jake.
Oh man. Oh, by the way, for some reason these post-game interviews are not showing up yet, so we might just have to do the tier list. And if I can find something, I will. But
David posted in Discord. Hey, I'll be right back.
Okay. You posted in Discord. What'd you post in Discord? Let's see. I'll pull it up. Yes, we did show this one. Or wait, did we show this one? Let me see. Is this the Curry shaking his head? No. Oh no, this one. Yeah, I heard you guys talking about this in Discord. I had no idea what you were talking about. Here, I'll put it up on the screen. Oh, it's the bongo cam. That's what's happening here. I heard you guys talking about this. Oh, and this guy. Wait, what is he doing? No way. He's faking that. That's got to be. That's crazy.
I have a poverty computer. I need to get a new one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, maybe we'll jump into the post game. We'll do post game. We'll do whatever it's called, the tier list, because House of Highlights does not have. They only have Draymond's interview and Steve Kerr's interview.
392 people get pregnant.
But that didn't look fake. That was kind of crazy. I don't know. It was pretty realistic. Okay. Anyways, tier list.
What happened? Yeah.
Let's do the tier list.
Let's do it.
A1, unforgettably good game. You're never going to forget this performance from this player. You're going to tell your future children about it. Glenn Taylor, the exact opposite. It was that bad that you're going to tell your children about the day that you got to see this terrible performance. Meh, we care about you, bud, is probably a lot of people generally, just because we do care a lot about a lot of people. But it's kind of like you were fine. Old tier is dynamic. It can move up and down, as you can see, and everything else in between. Remember, we're basing this off of our expectations for that player individually coming into tonight. So it's kind of unfair to the better players and unfair in a negative way to the best players and unfair in a positive way to the lesser players. Anyways, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. 13 minutes, 1 of 3, 2 minutes, 2 assists. We care about you, bud. Not much there.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be more of a series for him. And hey, I mean, he showed up last game, so
he had like 1.5 good games, and I was expecting this to be his series. Given I was also expecting Curry to play, but honestly, even just the players he was guarding in this series, it didn't look. I don't know. It's not looking great from his perspective. We've had 2 series in a row now where it's just kind of like, it's not working great. He was definitely better this series than he was against the Lakers, but still just not the greatest defense necessarily, or at least not effective defense. And the offense just hasn't been there. So, anyways, he was a meh.
Ryan.
Small
There it
small
is.
donation towards a new lappy. That's a lap dance, right? We're not talking about.
Hey, do they even accept $2 for a lap dance?
I don't know.
Thank you so much, Ryan. It's been so nice having you here. I think you've joined recently, so
Or at least, yeah, we haven't seen your name until recently.
we care about
God,
you.
I forgot to say it. And I forgot to say this, but if you guys, there was a couple people that responded to this last time. If you're one of the lurkers out there, because I know there's a lot of you lurking in there watching, I'd love for you to leave a comment and tell me. I said your favorite Wolves player last time, but tell me what you think the series will be next series if we go up against OKC, which it seems like we will.
Yeah.
Yep, we care about you now.
Well, like, who do we want? And like, yeah, how do we fare against them?
Yes, exactly. Cool. Next up, Dante DiVincenzo. Nick, you're not a lurker. You're here all the time, and you're in the Discord. Dante DiVincenzo, 26 minutes, 27 seconds, 13 points, 6 assists, 4 steals, only 1 turnover. Am I reading this? Yeah, 4 steals, only 1 turnover, 2 rebounds. A lot better. I mean, for the games that we've seen from Dante in the first and second series here, wildly better as I get the hiccups. How did you feel about Dante tonight?
I felt like the series as a whole was a negative for his career trajectory until tonight. I think Butler had it going for him. Like, he got to the line a bunch, but literally Dante was not a negative on defense tonight. In fact, there was multiple possessions where I feel like he changed the course of momentum swinging in Golden State's favor.
Yep.
Like, oh, okay, cool. Like a Jonathan Kuminga steal and dunk or something, or like a Jimmy Butler drive and something happened. But then he just nips future possessions in the butt, gets in the passing lanes, 4 steals, incredible stuff, 6 assists. Sometimes it's really hard to be a shooting guard playing the ball handler. And I think he played his role almost perfectly. I think I have nothing negative to say. This was probably a cash game, probably the best game he's had in this series.
For real. I mean, based off of the expectations, this was fantastic. And there was a point where I was like, I mean, we have some of these players where it's like Dante could go off. It's very possible that in the next series, or even in a further series, he could just go off for 30 for a game and win us a game because he just is so on fire. Na has that potential too. He did that against Phoenix last year and a couple against Denver. And Nas obviously has that capability too. We'll get to Nas in a second, but Dante is one of these players that can probably single-handedly win you a game, both offensively and or defensively. Do I expect that to happen every game? No, I do not. From what we've seen from Dante, I do not expect what we saw in the Knicks playoff series last year, where he was just taking over an injured team and just dominating in every way.
Yet now he's gotten some restored confidence, and now he's going into the next series with the best game he's played. And it was a team game tonight. It wasn't watch one player pop off. It was a team game. So he felt like he was very, very involved, and probably seeing a couple shots going early and having that thunderous dunk just jolted his enthusiasm for the game. Plus, here he is not playing just 12 minutes in a game. He's playing a chunk of this game. So he got to get involved quite a bit. I loved it. Like I said, we don't quite know who is the other X factor, who is the third or fourth player that comes to play. We have to reliably heavily on our A1 and A2, alphas. But tonight it was 2 players that were maybe playing subpar in this series. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff.
Yes, very cool. Quick ad break before we get to Nas. Ad break from Dave Valensky. Would you like to face Denver or OKC? And do you think the league would want to see us, or who would you want the league, or who do you think the league would want us to face? Kind of have a bit of a rivalry with Denver. Yes, we do. However, is it a rivalry when we win all the time? Probably not.
Not all the time.
Yeah, but
It was a 7-game series and we were down 20.
yeah, but we beat them a bunch this year too, and it's just like we clearly have their number in some ways. But
Westbrook and Aaron Gordon are, playing some of the best basketball they've played
They
in a
are.
long time.
for sure. But they live and die by the Westbrook.
Jokic,
So
they still haven't announced the MVP.
that's right. They have to be waiting for the next game. It's got to be
Game
Or is it
6,
the-
it's
or is
gotta
it
be
the Western
Jokic.
Conference Finals. No, it's got to be now. Anyways, I guess to answer your question, who would I like to face?
Thank you, Dave, by the way.
I'm kind of in between, to be honest with you, because like I really don't mind either one. Denver would be fun for the rivalry that we have, and OKC would be fun because they're an emerging team, and to be able to like take down another superstar. I mean, we've already taken down Jokic last year. Not that that counts for anything this year, but like to be able to say that we beat Shea too would be kind of fun, and just OKC in general because OKC is going to be a good team for a long time.
Yeah.
So to be able to beat them, I think that would be more impressive to a lot of people is to beat OKC because Denver has been up and down this playoffs, and miraculously they've just kind of had Aaron Gordon and Russell Westbrook play really good games for them and win them games because Jokic has not played that well other than the last night. But quickly answer. I guess if I had to choose, I'd say I'd rather face Denver just because it'd be fun to just have that matchup again. And who do I think the league would want to see us face? Probably OKC. But
Creativity says the Nuggets. Welcome, creativity. Thank you again, Dave.
yes, thank you, Dave.
Before I say anything, David, wants Denver for us, OKC for the league.
Yeah, I agree with David. Yep.
Ryan says OKC, got to add that trophy case.
Exactly.
Yeah, to the trophy case.
Mhm. The aura battle.
Yeah. At least Game 7 would be pretty exceptional.
That would be fun.
Tyler. Dude, once again, you guys are so kind. Well, we want Denver, no doubt. I can't see us winning versus OKC. 2 turnover prone and a number 1 player getting chewed out twice this series for effort. Sure. I also want Denver because I think it's been a fun ride since the Tibbs years, where Game 82, Denver, since we got gentlemen swept by them, and it's kind of first playoff test, or second playoff test, I guess, and then last year the Game 7. I think there's a lot of fun storylines with that series. I think there's a lot of also kind of Gobert is very, very relevant in that series.
Yeah.
Kind of a redemption series for Gobert also, because last year, Cat was really heralded for his efforts on Jokic, and I think Gobert has something to say about that. And I also think that our depth, completely outweighs what they can do, and we're going to just outgas them. But what does the league want? I think it's OKC.
Yeah.
I think and I'm here for either. That's the other thing. We were trying to cherry pick who we would want to face in years past. Be or accept. Exactly. Those were the words I was going to say. I don't care who people play.
Yeah.
It'd be wonderful to see the Knicks in the finals, but we got to get there first.
Yeah, for sure.
It seems like even Pacers have screamed a really, really,
Dude.
Uh,
I'm scared of the Pacers. They're the team I'm the most scared of right now, honestly.
They have a pretty good chance of getting into the finals too. So.
They really do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Oh yeah, Steve Christensen, welcome, my friend. Denver is the ghost of the rival past. OKC is the ghost of the rival future.
Whoa, what a comment!
It's poetic.
That's incredible. I love it.
The ghost of the past. Is this Christmas? Would OKC? Man, I have to sit in my thoughts about OKC because I didn't have to think about them for a while, but
I know
they turn up and Lou Dort's hitting threes.
Sometimes he's actually not been
Casey
great.
Wallace is fucking killing it over there.
Yeah, Casey Wallace is a killer. But
yeah, Shea in the mid range. We'll see what happens. We'll see if he even has a mid range against Gobert. I'm not full of myself. Naz Reid,
right.
21 minutes, 8 points, 3 for 5 from the floor, 4 rebounds, a couple of early fouls. Care about you, bud. Care about you.
Yeah, it's like we care about you, but I guess I am willing to do that just because we just went to the Western Conference Finals. But if this were a middle game of the series or a non-clinching game of the series where I wasn't so happy, I think this was a pretty dreadful game for Nas. I think this was really bad. Lots of bad fouls, really bad defense. Just
like that, Charlie.
I did not like this game from Nas. I felt like offensively he was okay, but I don't know. It's just like I did not love this. I did not like this series necessarily from him. I haven't really liked these playoffs too much. I mean, he's been in a kind of a weird run where he's only had a couple good games this playoffs. It's just I don't like seeing it. We need better Nas going forward. But he's gonna have a chance to redeem himself in the next series. So I will do this, but I just mental note, I'm Wancho maybe lower. I really thought this was a bad game.
Yeah, I mean, I think just defensively, there's like a giant, colossal step down. There's so many like positives when he's out there on the court, but like Randall's just taking the role and embracing it, and you know, whatever Nas was for us in years past, he doesn't have to like overplay his role. He just needs to find his shot in rhythm, and I think next series is yet another testing ground where he gets to like really show it and kind of prove to exist on the court. Because I mean, like when Podzinski can get to the freaking rim against you, something's wrong. When he gets you to body, get a foul and one, there's something, shouldn't you have like prepared for that? So I will say, I'm not trying to be, negative here. I'm needing more from him. But we also are kind of saved by Randall, and like Randall's role has like really kind of eclipsed whatever we probably needed from him, Nas, on a routine basis.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Jake Erickson, we care about you, bud. Been nice though. Yeah. I think that's exactly where I am.
Oh no. We need some love. We need a towel. We got the banner. We got the billboard. We had the street sign across the pizza place or something.
Yeah, I want to go to
Nas Reid tattoos last year. What's
They're
doing
the love this year?
Oh yeah,
they have a bunch of tattoos.
Maybe it's Wolves and Fives this year.
They had maybe I think they got like a Jaden one. They got a bunch of cool ones. I'm jealous. I'm not Minnesota. But
this is also happening. Yeah, man.
Dude,
there was a weird Shaz was happening last game and also tonight. Luckily only one turnover, but just it slows down the offense, really but bad. I think he's way better in transition, and I think we need to get more in transition. I think that was probably a takeaway from this series, is that we are playing slower than we are capable. We are so much more capable of playing faster and in a hastened pace.
Which I think some of the issues that we are seeing with Nas is that because like tonight, I think we were trying to play up to pace. It was clear that the Warriors were doing that, and then we were also doing that. And I think that makes some of our players like Ant, some of our players that ball handle that are not ball handlers, uncomfortable. So like Ant gets uncomfortable, Nas gets uncomfortable. Even like Dante maybe gets a little uncomfortable. We've got players that just like can be that like more ball dominant player, but aren't like a point guard per se. So when we play fast though, it gets them all worried. Like there was times where Ant was dribbling tonight and it looked like so bad. Like it looked like grade school dribbling. It was crazy. But
oh my God, you're right.
Again, he's being rushed because we're trying to play fast and kind of tire them out and just play a different style. Also beat the zone because the zone was bothering us again tonight. But anyways, Nas, we care about you, bud. And that's all there was for the bench. 8 players tonight.
Shout out to Jonathan Kuminga. I think what a crazy
Seriously.
set of circumstances that he was put in, and they rolled the dice with him in moments, but he also took on that challenge and like crushed it and like basically
Yep.
spat on Kerr's face / corpse. Kuminga was incredible in the series, and I think we definitely had game plans around him, but like
Yeah.
he just basically was way too fast for our setup, for our defensive setup, and also one-on-one matchups. He tended to just crush, like how an Amari Stoudemire would crush a matchup. Like Amari Stoudemire is not the best comparison, but like how he basically just took on front facing and just like charged at the rim, and incredible to watch. I think I will say timeout for just 2 seconds. This is like an Ashwin's take, not a breaking news or whatever. The Warriors are in a world of hurt. I don't know if this is the last chance we'll see them in their little dance in their swan song, or one last year, but this feels like the making of another huge move has to happen for them to repeat with the current player roster, that the Curry, Draymond, and Butler, or they have to blow it up.
I don't
And
know
I
what they
kind
do.
of hate how this was the way that they like went down, because they were kind of a dynasty in the worst of ways. They won in years where they had Kevin Durant and my God, Wiggins and everything. It's just, man.
These older teams,
Yeah.
before the Lakers were bailed out by Nico trading them Luca and resetting their entire timeline, I was like, what do the Lakers do? Like, are they really just gonna like ride LeBron into the sunset? Pause. But are they really just gonna do that? Like, is that really what they're gonna do? And same with the Warriors now. I mean, like, to a degree, you want to honor the player and like the legend of LeBron or of Curry and like keep them on the franchise forever. But like, how do you move forward? And the only thing I can really think of for them is to get Giannis this offseason. But it's like I don't know how excited that necessarily gets me. I mean, I would certainly be interested in watching that team and seeing how that team works. But like again, it's the reason the Timberwolves are good isn't because Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle dominate everything. It's because we have the Jaden McDaniels, we have the Rudy Gobert, we have the Mike Conley, the Dante, the Nas, we have all these players. We have 8 players. Although we only played 8 tonight, these 8 players are ridiculously solid. And we've just seen so many times where it's like they try to build these super teams of like 3 stars or 2 stars or something like that. And then they just kind of say, oh, YOLO to everybody else. We're just going to get a bunch of minimum contracts or people trying to prove something. And it doesn't work. So I don't know. I guess I'm going way too deep into a Warriors problem that I don't really care that much about. But I don't know where they go from here. And it is kind of sad. And it feels like I feel like you should blow it up and kind of get the new start, something new started. I don't know. It just seems better to me.
Jason, thank you so much for the super chat. Ants turnovers was him bull. Finch called him out.
Good.
I'm always of 2 minds, several minds. I don't know, whatever. I need to focus, but like, yeah, Ant getting called out is remarkable. He's very coachable. He's very able to adapt and be aware of maybe some of his pitfalls or downfalls and ways. He knows what he can improve on. But also, like sometimes it's not always the best to be like media present and like be on camera doing it, blasting him so then we talk about it. I think a lot of internal like dialogue happens in halftime, and then there's like a huge game 4 moment where Ant takes over, and that's what we want to see. We don't want to see the bitching and like the screaming or yelling. There was like a audio assist moment where Finch was talking to Ant, and I was like, damn it, like this shouldn't be now, like, but maybe that's okay. Maybe that's actually good. Maybe Ant sees that, or maybe the team sees that and pushes Ant to be like, hey, this is now public,
Yeah. I think
you can't just say we're going to try better. You have to now like
that's the intent.
push it.
I think that's the intent. And
punch
he
it.
knows, Finch knows that if it's out in the public, Ant will actually respond to it. So I am kind of okay with these moments, but
I love that, Evan.
told
Holy
Curry
crap.
night. Gosh, you guys are on fire tonight. This is amazing.
Our chat is amazing tonight.
Like the stream if you like yourself. Wait, we're getting dislikes. Cool. Who are we on? Did we do bite? No.
The starters, yeah. Like, how about you take it away?
Let's take it away. And 3, 2, 1. Mike Conley, bite. Told Curry night. He was 5 of 7 tonight in 26 minutes, 16 points, 11 in the first half, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. What are we talking about? Mike Conley, one of those players where if he can shoot like this one game a series, man, that is huge for the team. Just huge. He's old tier tonight, but where does old tier go? Old over cash.
J-Dubs knows.
Sounds like how you like eggs or something. Over easy or something.
Over easy. That's hilarious. Why is that?
But it's old, and I think I could probably be there. I mean, like when's the last time we had Mike shoot this well for us, in especially such a crucial situation for us? I found myself rooting for him to keep shooting threes. Man, I don't know. Do not put Mike in old tier, I swear to God.
Mr. C will do you one better unless you are Conley himself. This was my favorite game of Conley in the Wolves era. I was so impressed because, okay, he has had a hell of a series without really recording stats the way that we would want to talk about it. Wow, Ashman's take. Get that out of here. He was the X factor tonight. He's one of the main reasons why we're up, and we won this year tonight. We were up by 9 at at the end of 3 or something, and he was the difference maker. Popping off for 16 points and 8 assists. This is like Memphis Mike coming back.
Oh yeah,
Buddy Hield himself is a variable where he comes in and out, he comes and goes. Wow, in and out of 3-point potency. I don't know what I'm saying, but Conley was there basically shutting him out. Anytime, any opportunity that Buddy Hield had moments, they were few and far between. This is a Conley series where we weren't expecting.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight he hit back-to-back threes in a moment where it wasn't like Golden State's game to win, but we just needed to press a little bit of a release valve and get a bit of a cushion. And Conley did that for us in ways that Ant wasn't, the way that our other shooters weren't. And sometimes we have to feel out an offense, and Conley just had it. And I thought anytime he was shooting, he was going in. That's how it felt tonight. He felt very spry and young for the court that featured a bunch of really athletic dudes on Kuminga and Ian. And I just have so much praise because as one person just said, last year felt like maybe the last maybe year, a final year for Conley to get in championship kind of contention, and we almost did it for him. Last year we were playing it for him, in a weird way. This year it's he's no longer just a piece. He's he's no longer just something we're playing for. He's an absolute valuable piece. And we were talking about maturity a little bit. He doesn't have to do a whole lot with this team. He doesn't have to settle anyone down verbally. He's just playing, and his play is settling us down. I think he's not playing off the squad. He's playing towards a championship.
Yeah, man. Oh, I want Mike to get a championship with us so bad. Honestly, more than I want Ant to get a championship at the moment, anyways. I've renamed old tier to Unk tier because it just is so fitting for this, and that's a good compromise, I think. Instead of him being old, it'll be Unk, and I love it. Also, quick little break here because Timberwolves posted some pictures on Twitter. They're celebrating in the locker room. They're happy. Dilly's going crazy, Ant's going crazy, and Bones is going crazy. Bones is celebrating. Oh, Ashwin's gone. Cool. But anyways, back to the tier list. Unk tier for tonight. Just a one-time deal, but we've got it. All right. Next up,
Bones was going crazy.
Bones was going crazy. Oops, I'm on the Warriors. Let's do Jaden. Jaden played 41 minutes. He was 6 of 14. He had 14 points, 4 steals, 3 turnovers, 3 fouls, 4 rebounds. It's kind of 50-50 for me tonight on Jaden. There was 50% of him that I loved tonight. And I was like, yes, Jaden. Yes. But 50% of it was like, do you realize that we're in the playoffs right now and not like a exhibition game? Like he had some just careless pass in transition to Randall at one point that just like he's trying to like shovel it and he just like really like wings it to him and it just goes crazy. Also, he had the play where he's saving a rebound that does not need to be saved when it was going out of bounds. Like that's crazy, just like mental lapse there, like bad. But he's playing aggressive too, and he had some really nice aggressive baskets tonight. He took a lot of shots tonight, and he was only 6 of 14, but I thought some of the ones that he made were nice. So I don't know where to go for him tonight. Where do you want to have him tonight?
I mean, I know what you're saying. There was a couple moments where he looked like he was driving to the rim and had no game plan. That's us. That's on us. That's not on Jaden. That's a frustration, like offensive set where we're just basically it's like a walking turnover. Not like he's not the problem. It's like we're just not in a set. We're not getting into a flow of offense. But also maybe partially like, hey, Jaden, go for a second. We need Julius and Ant to kind of rest, and we're just kind of doing this like random like non-communication verbal stuff where it's like yeah go try something, and in a way like the chaotic randomness does work because Jaden popped off for like 3 or 4 insane dunks, was a hell of a role player in the series, and where was Jimmy Butler all series? I think Jaden had a heavy hand in that, and a lot of unrecorded stats to really kind of talk like really hard. It's hard to talk about. But 4 steals tonight. I think Golden State plays a little sloppy at times, but like this was their game to really like express like, hey, do or die, all or nothing. Win or go home. And Jaden's in the passing lanes. Like DiVincenzo's in the passing lanes. They're not getting anything. They got a lot of second chance points here and there. Like last game, we saw Jaden pop off for double-digit rebounds and stuff. That was incredible to see. And maybe we didn't have that tonight from him, but he was doing all the other things. Maybe he didn't hit a 3 or anything, but like, this is some stuff that we love to see. And I think in a very aggressive, Jaden is the best Jaden, the best version of him. And so like picking his spots here and there is like okay in my book. I'm going to give him a cash. Despite not hitting a 3, despite having 3 turnovers for a guy that's like low usage, I'm giving him a cash, but I'm okay with whatever grade. Nice sounds fine.
I think Butterfly has like converted you or something. She is like.
Well, I will say, I was kind of worried about Jaden just generally in this playoff run because he wasn't showing us much at the end of the year. He was missing everything. He wasn't hitting a 3. He'd lost confidence. We had stopped going to him, in those moments where we needed another player. We were looking at other players,
He's been great.
I think he is re-establishing himself as this lockdown player, playoff riser, and there's nothing to really worry about. It's just that sometimes shots don't go in, and you get kind of flustered, and the fact that shots don't go in, you're hesitant to shoot again. But when you see him dunk, when you see him aggressive, there's no lack of confidence there.
No,
that Rudy pregame presser was hilarious, where he was like talking about Jaden and like talking about like a quiet assassin who just like smack talks, but like we don't hear it because he's freaking whispering like nonsense to his opponents. So yeah, I just think that. Like, and also just winning cures a lot too. So like winning cures better play in response to future matchups. And okay, his matchup was probably Steph. His matchup was Jimmy Butler and stuff like that. And now he has to guard like the Pudzensis and the Buddy Hields and the Butler still on occasion. But like, dude, where was Butler in this series? Where was playoff Butler? This is way off Butler. This guy was so insignificant It was incredible. They had to rely so heavily on like Quinton Post. Like they were running plays for Quinton Post.
Yeah.
And then a lot of that's just the Jaden factor. Like
He was also
Jaden getting in everyone's space. And I think it was awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Treacherous.
Well, it was treacherous. If there was a treacherous tier, I would do that. I think I'm going to put him in nice tonight. I saw some nice comments. I know Butterfly would agree with you about Cash tonight, but I think he was nice. And you're right. Coming into the playoffs, we were worried about him. His inability to hit like wide open shots was so concerning. And even having me, start wondering like, hey, should we be trading for KD? Should we be trading for a better offensive weapon? Even though Jaden's defense has always been amazing, like, should we be looking for something else? And this playoffs has changed my mind. It's been, I want Jaden on this team. And the crazy part about it is that it really feels like Jaden still has a ton of room to grow, because he does. I mean, he's only 24 or something like that. He's got room to grow, and I think he can get a lot better on offense. It's not even just like 10% better on offense. I think he can grow like significantly on offense. So I'm super excited for the future of Jaden. Very excited for that. Cool. Who's up next?
I mean, these all three of these players like rose to the occasion tonight. I'm not going to hand any one like player of the game out. I think there's a clear one, but like an underrated player tonight was Rudy Gobert. Only needed for 28 minutes, near
That's
perfect
great.
from the floor, 17 points, 8 rebounds, a 1 block shot, but it might as well have been 100 because they had no idea what they were doing in the paint tonight.
They couldn't shoot over him.
And yeah, they were just subpar everywhere on the floor. There were moments where like, Podziemski had Gobert on the perimeter, and then Podziemski like lured Gobert back into the paint. Like Gobert was such a mind fuck for the Warriors all series long, and they try to go at him, and like it was so funny. Like Draymond really wanted to like jam on Gobert tonight.
Yes.
And I don't know, man. It was unbelievable that he was so poised and like composed, and like nothing really fazed him. And man, he gets like a terrible whistle, and he also gets like shoved to the ground and like pulled to the ground multiple times, and it doesn't like really affect him. I don't know. I think he helps us get in the bonus. I think he helps us in all aspects of the game now these days. I think his screen setting is underrated, and he's old, and like he was unbelievable tonight.
Yeah, I think there's a case for. I mean, I'm thinking I'm pretty safely in cash. If I see some people in chat saying Unk tier, could be Unk tier as well. I'm down for that. The 2 Unks tonight played tremendous. I mean, I was saying how happy I was for Mike and how much I want Mike to win in these playoffs for his championship. It's the same for Rudy. Rudy
plus 21. Wow.
Yeah, Rudy's been doubted. Mike's not been doubted. Mike's just been like so close, but hasn't really got there, and he's never really been super doubted. People respect him nationally, but Rudy has been talked down about, treated so poorly by the media. And of course, I mean, I'm not saying that he's innocent. Like he's had some moments, where they are not amazing. But like when we're just talking about play, people have made fun of his game. People have made fun of him for all these reasons. People have made fun of him for being somebody that gets played off the court in the playoffs. And as you just pointed out from 420 Sports, he was the highest plus minus player tonight for us. So like that's just so awesome to see. And he's Mr. Closeout right now. He is closing out these series. He's closing out it against the Lakers, getting a 20-20 game. What was it, 27 and 24 or whatever? And then tonight he gets 17 and 8. I mean, but on 8 of 9 shooting, and like you said, only 27 minutes. So this is against another team that, if you asked any like casual Redditor or Twitter person, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, well the Warriors will play off Rudy Gobert in the playoffs, or the Lakers are going to play him up." He's beat both of these teams now and not been played off the court, and even thrived in some games. So I don't know. I like it. 420 says, if Unk is better than Cash, I vote Unk. I'm down to go Unk.
Let's go Unk.
Oh,
Oh, I like that. Unk tier. It took me a while to see that. Rudy changed the narrative. How hilarious is it that we traded all those picks that are basically nothing? They're just basically cash grabs
it's
now for Utah
nothing.
and stuff. They're trying to move up in the lottery. They're trying to get some piece to talk about. And then they get tanked in the lottery by Dallas and the Sixers and like Spurs moving up. Utah has so much more growing pains, but they got out of the Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Conley like era, and now they have a bunch of draft picks. But here we are with Rudy Gobert, as you said, counted out for a bunch of pieces that are where are they in the league, right? Like Jared Vanderbilt and like where are they? You know?
Yeah. Well, here I've got a screenshot here. Here's the Rudy Gobert trade. So a 2023 pick, a 2025 pick, a 2027. The 2025 pick is this year, by the way, and at the rate it's going, I mean, this is going to be the last pick in the draft, or the last pick in the first round, or one of the last picks. But anyways, Beasley, Beasley's a weird one because he had such a great year from three, but I really feel like that's so team dependent because if he was on our team, it's not like him and Ant are going to be number one and number two in the league and shooting threes. Beverly's out of the league. Walker Kessler's already been talked about in trades. Vanderbilt's being talked about in trades with the Lakers. And he's got a contract right now that's kind of hefty. That I don't know. It's not great.
Hefty.
Balmero, who is he again? Yeah,
he's not here. Where you at, B?
So, I mean, really, we're just waiting to see. I mean, Keontae George is the 2023 pick, so we have to see if he turns into some crazy superstar. Whoever our pick is this year in the draft, or not our pick, but our previous pick of the 2025 pick or whatever. And then it's really just comes down to that 2027 pick being this. And I think if you told me right now that all of these players and the picks that they're going to make, I'd make this trade. And if you told me we were going to make it two, even if you just told me that we made it to 2 Western Conference Finals and that was it, I would take this trade. Like, it's amazing. So
changing the Minnesota
it doesn't
narrative.
Okay, good. Thank you, Jack. I didn't know that.
We're not just mediocre, you know. It's incredible. I'm super like I'm feeling pretty. I'm not cocky. I'm not arrogant, but like my chest is puffed out. And it's not just because of all the pizza I had. You know what I mean? Like
you had pizza again.
I'm very, very pumped for the future of this team. Gobert sets a new standard, like a new floor. You know what I mean? Like a rising like presence, and also just like a sense of maturity at the most critical position in basketball, like the last line of defense. You know, and he takes a beating. You know, also, dude, like. We got Terrence Shannon Jr., Rob Dillingham, Jalen Clark. Do we need other draft picks? Do we need, and the 21st pick of this year, or whatever it was. You know?
No. I mean, and that's
or something. I don't remember what it is.
We have the 17th and the 31st this year. So yeah, the Pistons is the 17th, and then the 31st is technically like the first pick in the second round, I think.
But that's incredible. That's incredible value. And like we
value.
Made moves. Shout out Tim Conley to get back into drafts, to get back into positions where. Yeah, we lost a lot of draft picks, but like we're not like suffering for it. Yeah, maybe in decades past, in eras past, you know, we would have.
Tim Conley cooked so hard that we traded the pick this year, and we end up with a higher pick. Like, whoa, that's insane. That's insane.
Whoa.
So, and we get a second one, just like 10 back of our normal.
He knows. He knows, man.
He just gets it. It's super awesome.
That's a crazy realization.
Yeah. So like, and then in 2027, when we have another pick, what if he makes another trade for another first round pick that is higher than potentially what our pick will be, you know, because we're still going to Ant at that point. I don't know. It's a lot to think about, but off-season content.
Yes, man. Yes. He still drives me crazy. He will always drive us crazy with those random things, but hey, you got to give him a little bit of, get a little carrot, you know, for all the things he does and doesn't get recorded or, you know, acknowledged.
Also, play aside, the interview this morning was worth A1 tier in my brain. Like the interview, him talking about Jaden, like, that's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, man.
All right. What do you want to do? Ant?
Yeah. I'll
Ant?
let you just like sound off on him. You know, like 42 minutes, basically 22 points, 12 assists, 7 rebounds, 3 block shots, a steal. He hit 5 threes. That was like the bulk of his offense. He went to the line just one trip. Compared to like Butler's whatever. Let's not talk about it. But I brought it up. Key stat, 7 turnovers. That's been a big blemish on tonight's stat line, but win also. But like, you know, not too concerned about that.
Yeah. I think I am a little bit, but at the same time, I don't know. It's hard to know because what's happening is that Ant is just getting so pressured by defenses, even when it's just single. Like he's getting flustered because of the zone, because of all these things. It's taking away his, his joy sometimes when he's out there, and he's letting it bother him.
But
again,
joy.
He is
Disco Wolf. Wolves back. Sorry for interrupting you.
Disco Wolf, welcome back. Maybe you've always been here, but you're such a familiar name. But yeah, I mean, he's getting kind of his joy for basketball taken away because people are doing the zone and they're double teaming him, they're trapping him, they're blitzing him, they're doing everything. So he's not able to do as much as he wants to. Like he has the moves that he's very comfortable with, where he can kind of drive left on somebody and dunk, or drive left or right and kind of step back into a mid range. He also loves, just doing his step back three. But he's not getting the opportunity to do any of his like go-to moves, which is why I appreciate tonight to a degree. He's got 12 assists and 6 or 7 rebounds. I mean, doing everything else, that's huge. Having 12 assists and 7 turnovers is like kind of mind-boggling that he had the ball that much, but to be able to do all that. But this is what needs to happen. If he can't get comfortable offensively scoring wise, we need him to be facilitating. So 12 assists is incredible. 7 turnovers is very not good. But also, side note, he had 3 blocks tonight. Had some amazing blocks in that first half. That was really fun to watch.
No, the fourth quarter block was incredible.
Yep.
There was that fast break opportunity with Ant, and Guy Santos decides to up his contract status from wherever he is, and Ant does a Euro hezzy sloppy Jimmy Butler-esque layup that hits front rim, and Guy Santos is in the way, and Ant could have just dunked it. There was a couple of moments where Ant could have just dunked it, and he chose to do a different thing. He slows down, he changes tempo, which is incredible. He's like maybe working on that or something mid-game. But I think offensively, we didn't need him. Like that was crazy. Yeah. It's a crazy thing to say. Like we love him, and when he pops off from 3, yes, more of that. But I wish we had more of an electric, excited, like let's just like kill this team tonight early in the game. But we didn't see that. He had like 6 points at halftime or something. So okay. We're seeing that kind of be more traditionally common now. But I don't want that to be like predictable. I want him to like really pop off where it matters, and let's hope that next series we see a little bit more, defying Ant, where he's being very ultra aggressive. The way that like Jaden was dunking and stuff.
Yeah, and it's the clutch time buckets, and I don't mean clutch as in like defined by the NBA as in like the last 5 minutes of the game, but like just there were some moments that, like in the fourth quarter when we had to bring him back in when the game was getting close. It's like he hits a 3. Just really good timing to kind of like give us some breathing room again and not have that run come all the way back with all of their third stringers. So that feels good. So yeah, generally, I mean, this was a fine game from Ant. Like you said, we had a lot of production from other people, and he was a part of that, assisting to all of them as well. So I think I'd probably go with a nice for him tonight.
Yeah, I mean, nice or cash. Like in a way, like Golden State is trying to adjust game plans, and like tonight. Like I saw a lot more trapping. I saw a lot more double teaming, like right at the point of the like what do they call them, the equator, like the halfway, like half court line, whatever I'm trying to say. And like he got hurried a bit, and like maybe that some of that results in a couple turnovers here and there. he's still kind of learning through that, wading through all that nonsense. But and he's not getting calls either. Yeah, I mean, like Chad is heavily influencing right now, but like I think like the overall complete game, Cameron, like really kind of like trumps any sort of like potential like criticism we have about his offensive game, because in a weird way, that's what he was, right? The Ricky Davis, as as like David just said, but also this like, well, that's a weird comp, but like just like a very assertive but very selfish player. The fact that he is a complete player, that was not on anyone's kind of like trajectory for what he is as a player, and that is yet another like thing that like players and teams and like coaching staffs have to game plan against and around.
Yeah, I'm willing to go with the positivity. I'm willing to go with the tearflation that chat wants. I do think I'm a little closer to Jason, personally. It's not so much that I'm like so down on him going forward. It's just that this game, I mean, of course, the assists crazy, the blocks crazy. He still had 22 points. He had great buckets. So I'm not saying he was terrible, but like I don't feel like this was a cash game in my eyes. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like this take also, Evan. Just like a win is a win is a win. Like however we win, we win by 1, win by 100. Doesn't really matter.
I was saying this to myself during the game tonight. It's a closeout game. I don't care if we win by 20. I don't care if we were up by 20, lose the lead, but still win by 1. I don't care if it's ugly. I don't care about anything. As long as the end of the day, it says W Timberwolves, that's all that matters in a closeout game. Same thing when we get to the Western Conference Finals, and if we get to the finals, it's just about winning. These games are going to get uglier. It's not going to be as smooth at times as it is in the regular season, where you can see some crazy performances. Now, we might have some crazy performances in the playoffs. Ant is certainly capable of that. He just had that in the last game. But some games are going to get a little ugly because people are going to be starting to play tough and gritty, and they're going to throw everything at you. And also Ant's so young. He's still learning the game so much. We're asking so much of a 23-year-old. And he has led us to Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row. So I just want to preface my tiny bit of negativity with everything he's doing is incredible. And he still has so much to learn. So, it's just, I think there's some valid concerns with the turnovers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And it's 420 Sports. Yeah, I mean, it's exactly that. But I'm down to tearflate. We're going to the Western Conference Finals.
Western Conference Finals bound. Is it like what kind of team are we? Are we like the Detroit 04 team, where we are like a squad of we have a player, we have a closer, we have the clutch performer, of all seasons. We have Ant, we have Julius Randle, big bully Rasheed Wallace. We have like defensive stalwart Ben Wallace and a Rudy Gobert. These are not great comparisons. I am stretching my ass out. Don't. That's not a visual. Jaden McDaniels, Taurean Prince. We got a sharpshooter like they did. I don't remember who they had, but Billups. Big shot Billups, like Ant.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like, and anyone could pop off on their team. You can't like game plan against all of them.
And that's like us. I mean,
yeah,
like we were talking about.
It feels a little 04 pistony, but also like we are our own identity, and it's really remarkable to see. And I wasn't seeing that coming. I was really seeing like the heavy usage, like get ramped up to 11 with Ant.
Yes,
I really thought it was gonna be Ant only.
It really is. We can really. I mean, I know we're rehashing what we talked about earlier, but we really can win in so many ways because, like, it's so obvious. Early in games, we go to Randall. And everybody basically other than Ant to try to see if we can get other people going. Oh, nice. Nice profile picture. But
I love that.
But
we are like, the 0506 Heat.
Ant can go crazy.
Steve.
Steve, what the heck? Steve, we already have your money for another giveaway. That's crazy. Stretch that ass out, Ash.
Can we hide this comment immediately?
What the hell is happening? Oh, I love this.
I have nothing but love for you, but
keeping this up. All right. We got to get some ice cream for Steve. I haven't had ice cream in so long. Oh my gosh.
Guys, shout out to all of you. We don't deserve
seriously.
you. We never have.
We really
Never
haven't.
will. This is going right back to you guys.
It is.
And potentially a new laptop for me. But
if we can, that would be awesome.
Hey, if you guys haven't liked the stream already, do it for Steve. So kind. So kind by him. And also, if you haven't joined the Discord, shout out
For
Discord.
real.
Our Discord's incredible.
It is. And I
It
refreshed
has no
the
rules
link
yet because I haven't implemented them.
That's not true. I added rules today, randomly.
Really?
Just a couple like basic ones.
Oh.
But
We
we can
rules.
add more. We can add more. I'm gonna try this. I tried to add this. It's not working. I don't know what Nightbot's
Shout out
doing.
to the rules.
But it did work. There's a new link. It should work. They're very basic rules. We'll get some more rules in there.
Right now, yeah.
But yeah, it did for some reason.
We would
The
love to
rules
have
are-
you. You know,
there are no
all you
rules.
lurkers, all you friends from Twitter and or X or whatever. Join us, man. Like it's such a fun ride. I mean, like, hey, we're a Western Conference Finals bound again, 2 years in a row. Quote Finch: the challenge we laid down to our guys from day one was quite simple. One question: were you a Western Conference Finals team, or were you a team that just happened to make the Western Conference Finals?
Ooh,
And there was only one way to prove that: go out and do it again.
that's incredible. Oh,
My gosh,
I love
man,
that.
that makes me have chills.
Wow. All
Guys,
right.
it is
Well,
1:07 a.m. Central Time.
and
You are true waters.
Wad Squatters unite.
The wad abides.
The Wad abides.
Shout out Charlie Barley.
Yes.
I think you saw me trolling in that Score North chat that one time.
You're out of control, by the way. I do not condone these actions. These are in the rules of the
Great
Discord, by the
control.
way.
Oh, Jake, dude, we're just gonna hold out.
Yeah, we are. We're waiting for more likes to come through on the stream.
Let's do it though. Let's get to it.
Let's do it. Julius Randle. You want to read
Player
him
of
or
the
me?
match, player of the
player.
series,
Player of the
playoffs. Player we were not expecting to show up the way that he has.
For real.
Julius Randle in 42 and a half minutes. 29 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Let's just ignore the turnovers. 13 for 18 from the floor, 2 for 6 from 3. Several tongues out and dance moves that I need to learn in order to, find some companionship.
Yeah, there we
Julius
go.
Randle was straight cash, homie, or was he
Oh my
unk,
gosh.
or was he A1? You tell me. You bring it home.
That's a great question. I don't know if I can go to A1 because I can't promise that I'd remember this game next year.
Can we go atomic?
Atomic. We could go
People not
atomic.
remember when we closed out the Warriors?
Well, I'll remember that, but I don't know if I'm going to remember that Julius
Sleepy
Randle
Cam is sleepy.
was this. Somebody was sleepy. How
Randle
about
is a more offensive Zebo. I love that player comp.
what about a W Steve tier?
W Steve.
W
Better
Steve.
than Cash. Not quite A1. He's him. Is there
He's
a he's him
him.
tier?
Well, we could do W Steve / he's him Gim Heim him. He's him.
Just go Wolf with the caps lock. He is a more offensive Zebo. And then the Keanu Reeves. Whoa.
Man. That's crazy. Well, I think we could put him in the W Steve. He's him. Steve tier. Gorilla Nuts comeback. Oh boy. Yeah, for real. He has been him. I mean, this has just been such an incredible playoffs. I mean, we've got so many players that are proving themselves these play. I mean, we've got the Julius and the Rudy. We got Mike playing at age 50. We've got Jaden showing that he can be an offensive player. Ants getting Infinity Stones. I don't watch Marvel. I'm sorry.
You gotta change it to good dad tier.
Good dad tier as well. I mean, this is just going to be the tier of everything. Good DD. If it's my vote, give Randall the good dad tier. Awesome. Yeah, somebody in the Discord, I can't remember who, sorry, but somebody in the Discord said, guys, I can see the future. And I can see Julius Randle with his kids celebrating a finals victory.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like,
Big ups.
I love that. His
I
kids
love
seem
that.
awesome. They were in that press conference the other day. They were awesome. But there's your tier list. How about that? Incredible. Awesome. Cool. I do have the post game up if we wanted to watch that, but we could probably all watch that on our own too. I know it's getting super late for you guys in the central time zone, so I don't want to keep you hostage here while we just sit and watch stuff. But yeah,
This
Randall
might be
is
true,
wanted
Evan.
Cat
This
to
might be true.
It is. I think it's more importantly what Finch wanted Cat to be on a nightly basis.
Yes.
Because
Playmaker.
Finch, yeah, exactly. And
Aggressive
Cat
playmaker.
tried to do that, but he was just not built for that. He was built to be either like a post-up center / 3-point shooter. Now, of course, he can have some amazing, like he's got some crazy things in his tool bag or whatever he says, but he was not the player that we needed. Julius is a better player for our fit. And also, I mean, Julius is like some of these shots that Julius is hitting is reminding me of some of these games that Julius has been a Wolves killer against us. And seeing him just rip the net from 3 these times, celebrating on the court, it's just special, man. Like, it's just so fun. We're halfway to a finals victory. It's crazy. Feels like it's more than halfway, but because I think at the end of the day, if we make it to the finals, I'm just going to be so happy. Like, that'd be just so fun. But well, we don't know when the next game is. we are going to have to all watch tomorrow. Question for you remaining here: is anybody interested in a DNVR style live watch party thing, where we stream? Like maybe me and Ashwin are together or something like that, or even just separate like we are right now, and we're streaming our reaction to the game. Are you interested in something like that, or do you just like watching the game on your own? Because I'm fine with whatever. I personally have started to like watching DNVR, but after the fact. But that's also a long time to stream too. So, but if you're interested in that, let us know. We could consider it. We can't do it all the time because we barely even, both of us barely even made this this stream tonight. But and who knows how long the playoffs could be. They're not going to be that long, but okay, got some general interest. That's good to see. It's good to see. Tallow, I agree. I did not see a Western Cup. I mean, that's what I said in my predictions earlier this season. I was not ready for this. So it's pretty awesome. Cool.
I mean, did anyone after the trade?
No, I don't think so. I mean, right after the trade, so many people were unhappy that we lost Cat. And they thought that was like the stupidest decision ever, which, of course, everything's hindsight. It could have turned out to be that way, but it didn't. So pretty amazing. Wow, this is great. I didn't look at the Warriors box score until just now, and I'm realizing that in a closeout game, their top 2 scorers were Brandon Podziemski and Jonathan Kuminga with 28 and 26 points. That's crazy. And
the future Warriors right there.
That's so nuts. Except he's like, his contract's over. I don't know. It's very weird, but
pour one out for the Warriors. They did their best. Also, they made it insanely difficult to have any sort of cushion in the regular season. We had none. We had to completely we're suffocating just trying to get wins. And it was because of Julius Randle's performance that we just got to the 6th seed. On the back ends of this team, really kind of galvanizing over what we're made of and what we're potentially going to be. My God, Western Conference Finals, Timberwolves, let's go.
Crazy.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Before we go, quick shout out to everybody that was super chatting. Gifted, Crone with the 5 gifted, Ryan with the super chat, CJ.
Thank you.
This was just a start comment. Ryan, Dave with the super chat,
Thank you, Dave.
Tyler, Jason.
I mean, it's all of you. It's all of you.
I mean, it is
but
everybody.
Also definitely these guys.
And
but definitely
Steve, huge shout out. This is crazy. I still can't.
Makes no sense.
That's amazing. We appreciate you all.
Well,
and like
it goes
we say
back
always,
to you.
it goes right back to you guys. So we're gonna have some giveaways here in the next series for sure. I know we didn't really do as many this series, but we are going to get our YouTube check in about a week and a half. So we will be able to do some giveaways. I also still have giveaway from Steve sponsored, not even just this comment, but at our meetup that we had earlier this season, Steve sponsored a giveaway. We're gonna have some jerseys. We're gonna have, I don't know about tickets, guys. Tickets are just so crazy. I don't know if you guys would rather just do a bunch of jerseys and merch type things, because the tickets are gonna be like $200 a pop. It's like
jerseys and merch sound great.
300. Yeah.
We can give more away.
Yeah, I don't want to just give one pair of tickets away and then blow our entire budget, basically. So I mean, if you guys want that, we can do that. But in my eyes, I'd much rather have more people get things. Now, of course, if we can find tickets that are cheap enough, sure, we can figure out some things. But yeah. Anyways, Steve is goated for sure. That's it. So we will be live next week. If the game's on the 20th, I am free. If the game's on the 18th, I believe I am free. So game 1 should be good. Should be live pretty quickly after. Again, we might have some weird schedule things. I might have photo shoots after the game that I have to go to, and Ashwin might have stuff of his own that he's doing. We also might go see a game together again, which makes us a little late as well. I appreciate you guys' patience. Honestly, it's great to see you guys all show up this late. Whenever we go late like this, I always am expecting only like 10 people to show up. And then we suddenly, like right now, even still, when we're just blabbing on doing our Minnesota goodbye, we have 60 people on YouTube and 129 on Twitter. That's crazy. So appreciate you all. But
turns out the 2020 draft was the franchise saving one.
Yes, it was. Certainly was. All right. 8 more wins.
Whoa. That's real. 8 more wins.
All we got to do is win 8 games and stay above 500, and we are champions. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Tomorrow night, Denver, OKC, very important game to watch. I guess we're rooting for Denver to I just want to have them have a game 7 and be tired. That's my main thing. So I don't even care who we go against. I just want them to be tired after a game 7.
Whoa. You've been waiting mostly since 1989 for a team like this.
Yeah. This is fun. This feels like there's a legit chance.
Yeah. I was telling
go ahead.
I mean, I was telling my friend, I didn't really know about the Timberwolves until Michael Jordan comes to, the Metrodome and yams it on us. And I went to this game for $3. And my friend at the time was a Chicago Bulls fan. And I'm like, I'll just figure out another team. I started supporting Indiana for some reason. And then J.R. Ryder gets drafted and then does that West Coast dunk, and I'm just I'm a Timberwolves fan now because I like that dunk. And it was a home All-Star game in Minnesota in 1994, 1993, 1994. Christian Laettner, he gets drafted and all that stuff is nonsense. But then Kevin Garnett gets drafted, and the franchise gets walked into they are welcomed onto the floor. He changed the trajectory of this franchise, and then now Ant is ascending us into what we wanted. Why we lost the franchise to Los Angeles.
Yep.
And to rebuild is insane.
And guys, we're in the beginning. I mean, Ant's 23.
Sorry, Kron.
He's 23. This is not just a 2-year thing, Maybe we don't go to the Western Conference Finals or the finals every single year, but we're in for a ride, and it's only begun. Awesome. 8 more wins.
We gotta do 8 out of 14. Oh my God, it's even more of a reality.
That seems so doable. You just got to lock in.
What are we doing?
We can do this. You got to stay ready, stay rested, be good.
I'll rest up.
We will be on the road. Since we're the 6th seed, every other remaining seed that's out there right now is above us. So no matter what, we will be on the road starting these series now. And we will be on the road regardless for the finals as well. So for the first 2 games of the finals. So just keep that in mind if we make it to the finals. Cool. Awesome. Thank you guys for showing up. 8 more wins. Still possible. Intro as the outro. Oop. We will see you. I don't know. The 18th or the 20th, one of those days. We'll see you in the Western Conference Finals. That's where we'll see you. All right. See you next week. Peace.
I believe that the Minnesota Timberwolves are going to win the world championship.
Edwards.